My video is on women's healthcare here on the border. And what I found was that perspective, where you come from, your ethnicity, how you identify in your culture, things like that play a big role into healthcare, and it affects women from all different walks of life. So the first person that I interviewed was my grandma. She is 77 years old, and she has never had problems with healthcare ever in her life because Medicaid and Medicare has always provided it.
Mi nombre es Soledad Velázquez.
Mm-hmm.
Mi edad, mi edad,
Mm-hmm.
77 years.
The next person that I interviewed is Alexis, and she is an activist in the community regarding healthcare.
So my name is Alexis. I'm 22 years old. I am the president of URGE, the chapter here at UTEP. And
What's URGE?
URGE is Unite for Reproductive and Gender Equity.
I interviewed my friend Stephanie Bass. She's 19. And the next question that I asked my grandma is, what do women have easy access to?
Oh, que está muy bien.
Está muy bien.
Estoy contenta. Todas.
¿Cómo qué?
Pap smear, mamograma y todo lo que se le ofrezca a uno de salud.
What do women have easy access to regarding healthcare?
Regarding easy, that's kind of a hard one. I think that's mostly based on privilege, kind of, only because there's certain women that don't have a lot of access to a lot of basic things, and just women in general don't have access to just like things that involve their bodies, like abortion access, especially here in Texas.
I think what women have easy access to regarding healthcare are checkups, whether they be physical examinations or checkups for their body in general.
Here I asked my grandma if certain things are harder to access here in El Paso. She said no because she has Medicaid and Medicare.
Porque yo tengo Medicaid y Medicare.
That leads to my next question. What's harder to access here in El Paso or just Texas in general?
I would say definitely abortion access and probably like contraceptive access as well, especially because sex education is so poor, considering it's based on abstinence only rather than actual medical facts. So by not knowing these certain things, people tend to not know about the things that they actually could have access to, but abortion would be for sure one of those.
So I'm Native American. I'm from the Sierra de Pueblo tribe here in El Paso, Texas. And my personal connection with healthcare is I have United Healthcare, but I just can't be seen regularly at the doctor's office, the gynecologist, whatever it might be. I have to get a referral from my tribe through the preferred referral care. And that's my personal stance on healthcare. So it makes it kind of difficult for me is wanting to see a gynecologist, but I have to get approved by my tribe and my healthcare to see that gynecologist.
Here I asked my grandma why healthcare was important, and she said because that's what we need, and she went on to explain how Medicare and Medicaid has made that possible for her.
Descuento, una aseguranza que podemos ir en cualquier momento y a cualquier hora con doctores de emergencia.
Why is healthcare important?
Because it's important to take care of your body. It's important to know what your body's doing and what you can do to make it better. And so it's a basic human right that we should have. We shouldn't be having to fight for healthcare.
I think healthcare is important because everybody deserves to be treated on equal scale and treated for any disease or any illness they might have.
Here I asked my grandma if something could be done to make things easier to access for
Pues
women.
yo pienso que hasta ahorita está bien,
Muy bien.
pero hay gente que no lo tiene.
What can be done to make it easier to access resources for women?
Definitely education. That's a big part of it because, like I said, the sex education is very poor, and not to mention it's very male oriented. No one really talks about, female genitals or female orgasms or the contraceptives and things like that. People just stick to like putting the condom on the banana, and that's always like the main thing, or just like STDs or like pregnancies and things like that. And so no one really goes into detail, and if we better sex education, there will be less abortions because people will know that, they have access to contraceptives and to different types of contraceptives and just things of that sort.
What can be done to make it easier to access resources for women?
I think one big thing that can be done is in terms of educational wise. So informing women the type of doctors we have here, the type of healthcare we have here, the type of services we have here in El Paso, so they know and they're not wondering and they're not going to the wrong doctors or they're not getting second opinions on anything such as breast cancer or any disease.
As you can tell, there are very different perspectives because of the different people that I interviewed. You can see how age makes a difference, culture makes a difference, awareness makes a difference, and obviously I care for women's health care, and I hope that access is improved here on the border, even though I think that we have amazing opportunities in the United States. It's easy for people who can't afford to get health care to get that health care because of things like Obamacare, Medicare, and Medicaid.